Hello, we're live. So good to see you all. I'm Maria, and on that side is Fran. And I just want to quickly introduce Fran. She is in the same online community that I joined a few years ago. And I sort of felt attracted to Fran because we're in the same age bracket. We're both empty nesters and looking ahead on what else life can give to us. And Fran is also a horsemanship a horse instructor. And I won't tell you anymore. I'll let Fran tell you a little bit about what was happening in your life before you found this business, Fran.
Oh, thanks so much for having me on, Maria. Well, what was happening for me is I've been a horsemanship instructor all my life, and I've been working as that instructor in the paddock, travelling the countryside, going to people's places, going to different events and just being out there amongst everybody as a horsemanship instructor. And it's been a great life. It's been a busy life, and I am ready to slow that down a little bit and step into something newer in my life, and something where I can stay home a little bit more as well and not travel so much, but is also going to sustain me financially. So that's where I was, and that's
that's great. So you were very busy and looking to step back a bit, but still stay financially viable, and looking forward. So what was your line in the sand moment? When did you really decide, okay, I'm going to have to make a change?
Yeah, I probably didn't have that big defining moment that some people do have in life, where they have some big event or some sort of something catastrophic happens. I think it's been a slow realization. A bit of a slow realization that where will I be in 10 more years? So last week I turned 58, and I was looking ahead to mid 60s, late 60s, where am I going to be in that time? And certainly I'm going to still be with horses, and I'm probably still going to be doing some teaching, but I didn't want it at that level, and I certainly didn't want to lose out financially. I was a little bit worried that when I stepped away a little bit from my work that I do now, that if I'm not out there teaching face-to-face, then I'm not earning, and that's how the horse industry is. I have to be there earning. There's no backup plan, very, very little super, because I've worked for myself for so long. Haven't got a great super behind me. And I was looking ahead and going, I need to change something.
Yeah, and there's no pension. Once you stop in that industry, that's it. There's nothing else for you. Yeah. So, and then you found the business. So, how long ago since you started, Fran?
I started about 2 years ago. Yeah, and it's the sort of thing I had to train into. So I wouldn't say I started actually working in the business till probably 18 months ago. Probably knuckled down for about 6 months, just learning some ropes and getting going.
Because I really admire that in you too, Fran, that you really didn't have any technical savvy before you started, did you? Did you have a Facebook account at all?
So I had a Facebook account, a personal one that I didn't ever use because I didn't understand it very well, and I didn't really converse with my family through Facebook. And then I had a business account on Facebook for my horsemanship, and didn't use it because I didn't understand it. So all that was on there was my name, my banner, and the odd horse photo, and maybe there's a clinic coming up next week or whatever. Had no idea how to use it, wasn't utilizing it at all. It was just sort of sitting there because someone said, Fran, you should be on Facebook, and that's as far as it went. So I didn't even have, this is kind of embarrassing because it's only 2 years ago, I didn't even have a smartphone. I had an old push-button mobile phone. I didn't know the number because I didn't ever ring anybody on it. I just had it in case I broke down in the car. Nobody could phone me on it because I didn't give the number out because I didn't know, I didn't pick it up. I didn't turn it on.
Oh, I love that. That was your
And that was
emergency
only
backup.
2 years ago. Only 2 years ago.
Wow.
And I've completely changed. Now I've got the newer technology. I've learned a lot of skills, and now I work predominantly online, which blows my mind a little bit.
I mean, and look at you now. And I love that, because in your testimonial, you said, and I love this, age has no bearing on the new skills that you're learning. And that is so true. Anybody at any stage can step into this line of business and learn and implement it. And look at us now. Like, I was a bit the same. I'd never done online interviews or anything like it. And here we are, chatting happily online, live. So
live on a phone, for goodness sake.
On the phone, yeah, because we can't go on the Wi-Fi because our internet isn't good enough. So I can't go on my laptop, but it works. So what would you say has changed for you the most then in the last couple of years?
Well, certainly a sense of security going forward, because really when I did sit and look at where I was going financially, I was a bit concerned of where it would go. And I certainly didn't want to end up just in a house with the old age pension and no resources, trying to live, trying to keep horses, trying to have animals. I knew that would be a huge struggle.
Yeah.
And I didn't want my life to go that way. So the security that has really given me a lot of peace, that I have a plan, and I have a very good plan. In fact, this new plan, 2 years down the track, is starting to outstrip anything I've done before anyway. Financially, wow. It's quite amazing to me that I've been able to do that. And I've only been able to do that through education, because, as I said, I had no clue. And I've been lucky enough to partner up with a wonderful group of women that we're all with, and an educational platform and partner that has taught me, all the way, just like I would teach someone with their horse. If someone partners up with me and I teach them with their horse, and they come for weekly lessons or monthly lessons, or that's all I've done online. I've partnered with a really good educational platform, and I've just plugged in and turned up for my lessons every week. And
exactly, yes. And it's amazing, the value that we are given on that platform. And it's not just technical skills, it is so much more. It's about mindset and self-belief. And I think these are for me, the biggest changes that I notice in myself over the last year and a half, 2 years, is my self-confidence and my self-knowledge has increased incredibly. So all due to the platform and the education and the support that we're given. So what would you say is your biggest achievement to date?
I really think my biggest
on the business in the
online business. Yeah, I really think my biggest achievement was right at the start, just taking it on, just taking that step and saying yes to something that was very scary, backing myself a little bit, and saying yes to stepping into some education that was obviously going to be a little uncomfortable, because it was very new and something I'd never done before. So I think probably that's been my greatest achievement, was the initial saying yes. And then the next achievement has just been the resilience to keep stepping through, keep learning, keep growing. And everything is
and financial results. You can see ahead how that's going to work for you.
Yes. Just last month, I had the biggest earning month that I've ever had in my life, not only in this business, but in my life. And I've worked in good paying jobs. I was a radiographer when I was young. So I worked as a full-time radiographer, and I've had a horsemanship business that's worked well. So to be able to step into an online business and then create a month that is equal, if not more than I've ever made before in 1 month, has been quite incredible, and that's and almost unbelievable. Still saying to myself, how did that happen?
How did that happen?
You know, how did
That's
that
good.
happen? But it just really was following the plan that's been set out for me,
Yeah.
and following the business
Yeah.
plan that has been telling me always this will happen, Fran. And all I did was trust and keep
Yeah.
going and going, well, I hope it does because I really need it to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
it has.
you
It has.
trusted the process,
Yeah.
and just as you said, had the resilience to keep going step
Yes.
by step. Yeah.
Yeah.
So from that, what are you most excited about in your future, and what lies ahead for you?
Yeah. You know what I love the most is in this particular business, it's a business of helping other people, and you bring other people with you. So you start to learn and achieve and get going, and then you put your hand out and you bring others with you. And I find that so exciting when other people join in with me and they get that same excitement, they get that same um, looking toward their own future and living their dreams, and they can see their visions. They see their visions coming to life. That's what
Yeah.
gets me out of bed in the morning, quite honestly.
Yeah.
It's lovely to build for yourself. It really is. And we all need to do that. We all need to build primarily for our own futures and our own vision. But when you're helping others with their vision as well, and you're seeing it happen for them in front of your eyes, oh, couldn't be
Yeah.
better. Couldn't be better.
That's incredibly satisfying, isn't it? And
Yes.
yeah, I think yeah, you're sort of touching on the why you're actually doing that. As you said, it's you started it mainly for yourself, but then it branches out, and you're impacting more and more people, and bring them along with you, which is an amazing feeling. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
So, if you could go back where you started this business, what advice would you give yourself? Would there be anything different? Like for me, it took me, I think, at least 6 months hanging off after I knew about this online business before I even dared to reach out and say, hey, what is this about? I could see horsey friends of mine online changing their lives, and I was convinced it was a scam. I said, this can't be true. So I just sat on the fence and listened and watched, and then in the end I think curiosity got me and I just had to reach out. So what advice would you give yourself when you started?
Yeah, look, I don't know that I would have done anything much differently. I think when we all look back, we all kind of say, I kind of wish I'd have done it a bit quicker. I wish I'd have come to the realization a little bit quicker, but it's only months. Sometimes it's only months. But I guess the advice I would give is what I did do, just because I'm a little bit stubborn and I really wanted it for myself, is just to trust that you can if you want to. Just to trust in yourself and trust yourself to make decisions, and trust that you can always change decisions. You're not locked into any decision just because you make a decision. You can always change decisions, but to make that initial decision and make it solid and trust it and really give it 100%. That would be my advice to anyone coming in, because I probably did do that fairly quickly because I had no other plan. There was no other plan B.
No plan B, no.
That's right. And I just went, if not this, what? What else have you got? So I probably did trust quite early and just got on with my learning and just followed the process and what I was told, and just kept working through in full belief that it would come to fruition over time. And it is something that needs to build, like any business. Any business, you need to build it. And
that's right.
And that's happening.
That's fantastic advice, Fran. I love that. Trust in yourself, and just take the first step and keep going. And as you said, businesses, they take a little while. Yeah. And you never know when you're going to hit the goal. So keep on going. Yeah.
Keep going.
Fantastic. Well, I'm very grateful and thankful, Fran, for your time, and that you were able to join me today. And I had a lovely chat with you. So thank you very much. And for all the listeners, all the people that are watching, thank you for joining in. And if you want to find out more about what we're actually doing, comment freedom below or reach out to Fran or myself, and we can drop you a short 30-minute webinar where it started for us. So thank you very much for listening. And thanks, Fran.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everybody.